Hello, my wonderful friends. Mega's here. Welcome back to the library. Today, I'm so excited because I just want to talk about books, things that we relate to. And as a matter of fact, as I was walking over to my chair, I was thinking some of you could probably relate to this. I tripped about 13 times because I have more books on the floor than I have on my shelf. And I was thinking, I really should pick them up, but I just don't feel like it. You ever feel like that, my friends? I'm feeling a little burnt out. And I want to kind of touch on that too. Not burnt out on books, but just tired. And I think I know what it is. And I want to see if maybe you're feeling that too. I want to talk about yesterday's video. We talked about books that I love that I'll never read again. And that we talked about Never Let Me Go. And oh my God, did I get passionate about it. And I had to laugh. I was like, that's the reason I will never read it again. I don't need to get that stirred up. And then I started thinking about if we keep that series going, Jane Eyre is another one. You don't know how much I love this book. I give it to people. I just gave it to my daughter for her birthday. I'm always handing it out because I love it so much. But I don't know if I'd want to read it again because just the way she was treated, but you fall in love with her. And so you're committed, and you're going to go through the story and you're rooting for her. But oh, what a ride from childhood to adult. And just, I don't think I've ever read a book like this where there's so much in the story. I mean, you literally go through someone else's life. My life is tiring enough. I don't need to go through someone else's. But God, I love this book. Ascendant. You might be thinking, Magus, how are you not done with that yet? It's because I read too many other books. And speaking of that, I've just fallen in love with freaking manga. And this is sad. I just this month discovered Akira Toriyama, and he died this month. And I felt so bad, so sad. But I'll tell you what I think I want to do. I feel like jumping in the car and going to the bookstore and just buying more of his stuff just to kind of celebrate him and remember him. But his work lives on. And then that got me thinking about, I've been reading Rilke and about how the poet and the artist, they make life live on, right? And so I got to read this to you, and then we'll talk some more. But listen to this. It touched my heart, and I hope it will for you too. He says, "For your sake, poets sequester themselves, gather images to churn the mind, journey forth, ripening with metaphor, and all their lives they are so alone, and painters paint their pictures only, that the world, so transient as you made it, can be given back to you to last forever. All becomes eternal. See in the Mona Lisa, some woman is long since ripened like wine, and the enduring feminine is held there through all ages. Those who create are like you. They long for the eternal. They say, stone, be forever. And that means be yours." Oh, is that beautiful? I could read on. I mean, this whole book is like that. I've been into Rilke. I've got his, Letters to a Young Poet. And this is Rilke's Book of Hours. Oh my God, it's so beautiful, guys. So I want to talk about one more thing, and then we'll kind of talk about burnout. I want to talk about triggers. And I'm always asking you guys for book recommendations. And I love books about books. And I got so many people saying, Roald Dahl Matilda. And I saw this, and even on the cover, there's books. I got so excited. And it looks so harmless. I mean, it's pink, for goodness sake. It triggered me. I had to DNF it. I couldn't keep reading it. My friends, and I'll tell you what it is. I had bad experiences in school, just mean teachers. I remember still from nursery school that this teacher bit me as punishment. That's back when they'd take paddles and whip you. And I remember one time It wasn't my fault. I didn't know the rule. I guess there was a rule. We weren't allowed to make little ditches in the sandbox and then go get water and fill them. And I got my butt whipped for it. I thought, this isn't fair. Why am I being beat for something I didn't know was wrong? And in truth, it's not wrong to dig a ditch and put water in it. And that haunted me my whole life. My God, I'm 53 years old and I'm starting to yell, my friends. It's not fair, my friends. And then I was thinking about my dear Grandma Millie, which ties into this video perfectly. I remember one of the books you guys know I love so much, Anne of Green Gables. She couldn't keep reading it because at the beginning, how she was so mistreated and spoken to harshly. And it reminded her of her, where she was moved around from home to home and mistreated. And I was telling her, Grandma, it gets better at the end, but she couldn't get back past the beginning. And I understand, my friends. Many of us have broken hearts. We've been wronged, and we want to forgive, and I work on it all the time. But it's still, there's hurt there. There's mistrust. And I'll tell you something that I've discovered. The only thing that can help with that, and the only thing that's going to help us with our burnout and our tired, at the beginning of the year, it's January 1st, we are going to change the world for good. Now we're just a couple months in. I'm tired. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out into the woods, and I got a little fire pit out there. I'm going to make a fire and just poke it with a stick, And I'm just going to surround myself with books. And I'm just going to surround myself with my dogs that I love. And I'm going to surround myself with other book people that I love. And you know what I found? I think we might be changing the world without throwing a fit. We're not voting about it. We're not screaming about it. We're just loving. We're loving each other. We're loving our pets. We're loving books. We're just being loved. And I really feel that's the only thing that's going to change the world. We're not going to fight a war about it and change the world for the better. We're not going to vote in someone that's going to change the world for better. It's going to be everyone just loving, just being kind, just softening their hearts. And I know we have damage, which seems everyone's own thing might seem silly. I know some of you guys have been through so much worse than I have. But just being mistreated as a kid and feeling unjust, it's haunted me. And, and then you experience it as an adult. Many of you know a lot of my stories. Times 1,000 I've experienced since being bit in nursery school, And I say this and I mean it, but I'm always working it out, living it out. We have to forgive those that never ask for forgiveness just for ourselves. We need to love the unlovable just for ourselves. So that we don't let, I say this all the time, don't let that world dim our light. And that's why I surround myself with heroes like Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. She, I say this time and time again, but it's true every time. She had the most reason to be bitter and angry, but she didn't. And she changed her world, her town for good. And I can see us all doing the whole world like that as we read these good books and we come to good places like this. 99% of you guys that come to this channel are so good, so loving. There's a small percentage that are just mean. And I don't even know why they'd come to a channel like this just to say hurtful, hateful things. But it's beautiful. I just block them. And it's that easy. And we just keep loving. I don't argue with them. I don't want to debate it. I just want to stay in my happy place, in love and light with my book friends. I love you guys so much. And I learned that from Grandma Millie. She was the one that was over the top with love. And I try to give that to people I come around. And sometimes it's kind of shocking to them. I tell them, I love you. And they're all, whoa, they don't know how to respond. They've never had it. And they're just kind of like, well, I have pretty strong feelings about you too, sir. But it's like love. We need more love. We need to be like Grandma Millie. And she lives on, my friends, in me with her love, her over-the-top love. I still remember her laugh and her love and her little sayings, a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck and her kissing on my head. And she had squeezed me so hard it hurt. She's trying to get that love. Do you feel this, how much I love you? Oh, I do love her. And I've given that onto my kids, and I hope to you guys also. Maybe that's my art. Yeah, maybe I work in the medium of love. And sometimes I mess up. I messed up a little bit in yesterday's video. I let myself start to get angry and frustrated. And I'm trying to stay out of that because I'm trying to relax and heal and I, change the world with peace and goodness and love, not getting frustrated, not getting burned out, not getting too tired. And when we fight too much, we get too wound up, riled up, we might be working against our cause a little bit. So anyway, guys, thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for all you that just are in the comments all the time, giving me love, giving me book recommendations. That's like one of my favorite things. Oh my God, my list is huge. And I love as we read these and we discuss them. And know I love you.